Okay, good morning. This is Barry K6ST, your president, and it's April 2023. Welcome to the SNARS meeting in person. We've probably got about 25 people or so here. And you can all turn up your hearing aids out there because I'm doing the best I can. I'm one of the post-COVID guys. So my voice is a little lower. And welcome to everybody on Zoom today. We have a big turnout today and we have a lot to do. So let me just tell you, we've probably got about 25 minutes of meeting. Then we're going to have a presentation. It's pre-recorded for about 30 minutes and then about 5 minutes for the end. So we got a lot to cover today. We've got some money here and here we go. You can all read it on there. Operating account is 5,950. PayPal is 974. Savings is 13,000. Self-insured is 17,000. Pension fund is 4,151. Donations is 800, and you can see the pieces down there. Amazon Smile is going away, so we're going to be ending that. Total amount is $40,892, and the monthly net is $539. Mr. Treasurer, do you have anything you want to add? He might. He's chewing the donut, but he's not charging us. Right?
Yeah, Barry caught me eating food.
Yourself?
Sorry about the echo.
Is
there an echo or my hearing aids need to be adjusted?
Both.
Can you mute your
Real
mic?
quick, we're getting to the,
There we go.
we have a lot of memberships coming in, which is good.
Can you mute your mic?
We have checked to see if we,
Hang on a second. Stand by. The mute's killing us. Sorry. No, it's not me. It's you. No, it's not you. It's continue. You're good.
all right, sorry, it ain't gonna happen that way.
I don't know I don't know what's causing it. Stand by a minute. Okay, just hold on a minute, okay? Stand by, please. We have a crisis going on. What are you not muted on your end? If I unmute, something talk. Don't unmute. Thank you. Sorry about this. A little technology issue today. Perfect. If you do talk, we get. Yes, sir. Okay, hold on 1 second. Thanks, Doug. Perfect.
Speakers.
Well, if you don't use them, people can't hear what was the presentation.
They can if the puck works.
But the
Hey, anyway, guys, I just want to let you know that we have, we're trying to buy some more repeaters. We're getting to the point where time of the year where a lot of memberships come through. For those of you rejoining or renewing your ARRL memberships, just be patient. By the time I get the paperwork and I process the paperwork and send a check to them and they do their thing, and stuff comes back, it can be a few weeks to a month. So, they'll obviously start the clock once they get the check and put your stuff in the system. So, if you're part of the group renewing your ARRL through the club, just be patient. It'll eventually work its way through the system. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Doug. And sorry about the technical glitch. We got working on another piece here. Okay, now let's get back to our slides. Okay. And appreciate Doug and all the people in membership that keep everything going here at SNARS. Okay, currently we have 412 members and 307 ARRL members, which represents 74%. 60 new members in the last 60 days, and we have 49 volunteer examiners, and thanks to our volunteer team. Okay, so many of you know this story. In February, we had too many people in a small room, although that might have not been why COVID got spread, because somebody brought it in that didn't know they had it, and then I thought 5 of us got it. I found out there was a 6th person that got it, plus the person that had it. So do your best. If you don't feel good, just don't come to any of the in-person events until you do. Okay, so we got a lot to cover today. We're going to talk about April events to start with. We have 3 events. The Reno Moto Expo is going on right now. We're going to talk about something coming up in 2 weeks, the Cabela's Community Appreciation and the Mark Twain Days. So the last 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we've been out at the Reno Convention Center. We have some hams out there now. We need a little more help today and tomorrow. If you'd like to come, just go down there. All you have to do is, at this point, you don't even have to sign up. You just go down there and go to the front, tell them you're with the Sierra Nevada Amateur Radio Society, and they'll give you an exhibitor badge. Today goes and it starts at 10 and it goes until 8 tonight. It's a 10-hour block, and we basically had 2 morning and afternoon, but we could use a little more help. And you can go walk around and see all the stuff and not have to pay to get in. Same thing for tomorrow. Now, tomorrow goes until 6 and then we're tearing down. So it's the Reno Convention Center. We've been having some good pieces about that. This just came up yesterday. We got a note from Cabela's that said they're doing an appreciation day on April 15th, which is 2 weeks from today. So the plan will be set up from 9 to 10:30, 2 shifts. One will be 11 to 2 and the other will be 2 to 5. And then tear down will be 5 to 6:30. We'll get a sign up next week on the website. And it will be a pavilion. We'll give out some information and probably we'll get some HF going there for some fun. I looked this morning for 2 weeks out, which is really 2 weeks from yesterday, and the weather looks decent, but you never know until we get there. And a few people are writing this down. So April 15th, if you're available. Okay, the next one is going to be Mark Twain Days. So Mark Twain Days is something fairly new. Might be the first or second annual one. It's in Carson City. The actual event is 3 days. We're going to be there 2 days, April 22nd and 23rd. The idea is that people in the community dress up in Mark Twain stuff and they go to different places and they do different events. There's going to be a marketplace. We'll have our pavilion there. We're also setting up HF. And so for W7TA, which is the SNARS Club, I reserve a W1AW Portable 7 for both days. So on Saturday, besides handing out all the information and talking to people, we'll have 10-meter phone. And for Sunday, we'll have 15-meter digital. We'll probably get an FTA part of the time, and there's also an RTTY thing. So if you want to play W1AW Portable 7, and Jim Shepard's going to talk more about it, you want to be part of the club and not
disconnected.
Okay, that is disconnected her. If you want to do it as part of W7TA, you can just come down and we'll have that on the website soon. Those are 3 big events for April. Now, the next thing we have is I wanted to introduce you to for an ARRL section update, and we have section manager John Bigley in 7UR who's going to come up here. He's from Vegas. He happens to be up doing some cool stuff. So take just a couple of minutes and talk so we can get through everything. You won't see him. The other people will see him on here, but you won't see him internally. Okay, that's you just speak into the mic.
All right. Hi, everybody.
Thanks.
Hello, everybody. Once again, glad to be up here in person once more. As Barry alluded, the pandemic was a bit of an issue. I joined you a few times via the Zoom meetings like that, but we elected to not bring anything from Las Vegas up to
Thank
share
you.
with you. Luckily, in Liz and my case, we never contracted COVID ever, like that. So perhaps the vaccination worked, like that. So anyway, ARRL is plugging ahead. There's a lot of new things taking place in Connecticut. I don't want to tie up the meeting with all the things that are happening there, but they've made some good hiring with some new personnel, replace people that were retiring. Nevada is very well represented in Connecticut with the appointment of Tony as our vice director, and Tony has been a very, very, very welcome addition to Connecticut. They actually tried to hire him away from Nevada, like that. So he's as a vice directors usually don't have a really big role, but Tony sits on a number of very important committees there. So he's doing a lot of really, really good work for us, like that. And I'm proud to say that I was instrumental in doing some arm twisting to get Tony to consider, and then also to get the powers that be to see Tony's value like that. So Nevada, hopefully between myself and Tony, you know, we're well represented in the ARRL circles. One thing that I'm personally doing, don't want to tie the meeting up right now, but I've been working with the Congress lady down in Scottsdale, Arizona. She put a bill in the Congress for us at the end of the last session, you know, basically for the symbol rate petition that has been laying in the FCC's hands for over a decade, and they haven't done anything with it. So she put a bill there for Emergency Communications Act for amateur radio to move that forward. It of course died when the session ended last year, so she's going to reintroduce. I'll be meeting with her Friday and Saturday again, her and Rick Parquette, who's the section manager down in Arizona. We're going to meet with her, and hopefully on Saturday there's going to be some television stations and things out. She'll be announcing that she's putting the bill back in. The reason we put it in at the last minute last year is it gives it a better chance for being marked up. I won't go into the details of how Congress works, but it, you know, it kind of speeds that up a little bit, and, you know, takes away a few stumbling blocks, and the less stumbling blocks you have there, the more chance you have the bill getting passed. So it'll be that bill, and also the representative of Ohio will be reintroducing his bill. So a couple of things that we're going to work on. Hopefully we'll get that done, especially those of you guys will be involved in Aries races and emergency communications, you know, getting that restriction off of us and getting the, getting the new standards out there that we've again worked on for so long. Anyway, we can talk after the meeting for a little bit. 73, everybody.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Appreciate the update you coming up here, and nice to have you and Liz there. And I know after he's got some really cool stuff to show you, so he'll be around or after. Okay, now we're going to go to the May events. We've got three more things in May. As you can see, we've been very busy putting a lot of pieces together. People wanted more events, they want to get out, so here it is. So in May we have three things. We have the Show and Shine with 7QP. So last year we did this. There's a 4x4 group called 775 Off-Road. It's going to be in Carson City at Fuji Park on Saturday, May the 6th. So we're going to be there having a pavilion. We're going to do a twofer again. We're going to have the 7QP, which is the 7th Area Call District. So those that want to operate as part of the club, come down. We'll have a radio and we'll be able to get on there. Also, I just want to mention that would be the next meeting. So we're not going to have an in-person meeting. We hope that people will go out in the field and operate 7QP, either at your own station or here. But for those that still want a meeting, we're going to do it on Zoom. And the way we're going to do this, assuming all the technology works, is I'm going to run Zoom from down there on my phone. I've been told there's good service. At 9, we'll have a very short meeting, and then the presentation will be, we'll show you what we're doing on the contest station down there and show you a little bit around. Love to have anybody that wants to come in person. So that's the 7th Area Call District, 7QP, and there's 8 states in the 7th area. And if you want to know more about 7QP, you just go into 7qp.org. 7QP, just Google 7QP. Now, Reno Ham Slop, that's coming up on May the 13th, Saturday. It's going to be at Cabela's. We should probably go to the next page. It has all the info here. And it's up on renohamslop.com. Thanks to Tony and all the gang on getting all the pieces together, and Wes, who's helping to run this. So sellers will be 7 a.m. Buyers will be 8 a.m. There'll be a raffle at 10 a.m. And Cabela's continues to give us space. For the most part, no matter where you live in the area, it's never going to fit exactly where everybody wants. But generally speaking, it's a good location, easy to get to off the freeway. There's bathrooms in Cabela's at whatever time they open at 9. There's a restaurant nearby, and there's also a walking bathroom to the Chevron nearby. The other is for anybody that comes out of the west, coming out of Sacramento or Truckee, it's doable for there. That's coming up on April 13th. We haven't had one since last year in September, and there was a tiny bit of smoke. Okay, now the next thing is we have a members appreciation. A lot of people keep saying they want to do something in person, and the issue that you probably all know is that trying to do a breakfast on an 8 o'clock post-pandemic for 50 people, and it doesn't charge an arm and a leg. Last time we paid $775 just for the room. So we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do a member appreciation. It's gonna be at Bartley Ranch. Currently, we're set up for 100 people. We could probably hold 150. We'll have to get all the registration working. And Stars will provide the barbecue and the burgers and hot dogs and whatever, and we'll ask people to bring side salads. What we could use help for is doing some planning. So that probably means getting together on a Zoom call or a telephone or an email, have a few people help us figure out what we want to do. Besides getting all the food, we would like to do some activities there, whatever that looks like. Maybe something for kids, maybe a ham thing. I don't know. But what I do know is that we've got the date, we booked it, they've got our money. We're hoping for great weather. And it was the only time we could get really in all of spring, let alone through summer. We're trying to do more things early. I see a lot of people writing this down. You know, we should probably put on the website a piece, like a little pull down, something about upcoming events. And that way it's all right there, because I did put it in the newsletter. So get hold of me, k6st@arrl.net, if you can help or you want to talk, because we're gonna need some, not only brain power, we're gonna need some physical muscle. We'll probably be setting up out there at about 8 or 9 in the morning, get everything going, and then we'll have to clean up after. So looking forward to being outside and hopefully get on the air that day too. Okay, next we're going to go to Jim Shepard, W6US. He's going to talk about VODA and a little bit about what he's up to. Jim, come on down here and talk right on the computer. You got a few minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. I'd like to thank John for showing up today, and really need to thank the club members. We have almost 75% of the club members are ARRL members. That's great. I don't know how that ranks with other clubs, but we're definitely are doing it. One of the things ARRL is doing right now is a volunteer on the air program, and it's really a good one. You can basically make all the contacts you want, send in a log, and you get credit. And you get some high points. You're 175 points if you talk to John. You talk to Barry, you get 30 points. Talk to me, you get 5 points. Well, we try. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's good. The other part of the volunteer on the air program is the W1AW /7 for Nevada. We have 2 weeks during the year. First one's coming up the 19th of this month, and it'll run for a week. And we have slots available, 8-hour slots. What I'm recommending on 8 hours, work at least 4 hours of it. I don't expect you to sit there BIC for 8 hours and like a full-blown contest. But really, would like to see you get at least 4 hours in of activity. There'll be lots of activity. It'll be a good opportunity to use the W1AW call sign, which is well known around the world. You'll be getting a fair amount of traffic, but it'll be a lot of fun in that. Currently, we do have signups on every day, some signups already. We still have a lot of slots open available for everybody to get on the air. And you can even do it on VHF, UHF. For the technicians, you can go out, get on a high spot and on a simplex frequency. You can't use repeaters. On a simplex frequency, you can talk to the whole valley and probably pick up quite a few contacts. So it's good. It's a lot of fun and a lot of good activity. The slots are open for digital, and digital includes all the keyboard to keyboard type stuff, like RTTY, PSK31, FT8. Those are all good modes to use. And the other ones are CW. We've got a couple of CW slots taken and hopefully we'll get a few more CW operators up there. And of course, phone, which would be, voice, single sideband. Just get on the air. That's one of the activities we want to do is we want to get people on the air. We're doing great with in person and other activities to get the club members involved. And it's your club and we need to have more people. Okay, any questions on VODA W1AW?
Just tell them where to go on the website.
Yeah, if you go to the SNARS website, you can go to the activities tab there on the front page. Click on that and you'll see W1AW/7. And it has all the information there to sign up. The club's been nice enough to give us the web hosting to be able to do this. And that's a big help to get it out there. And that. Okay, on one other note, John and I have something in common. We're both going to be on a ballot you'll be getting here this month. And that for section manager. And I'd like to let everyone know that I'm running also. John's been doing a great job. I would like to add on to that program and help. My big push is going to be to get people on the air. And that's what we need is more activity in order to keep our bands and frequencies, which are well in demand. We need to keep activity up there. People talk about contests, monopolizing it. The rest of the week, some of these bands are silent. You can't find it. So get on the air and have fun. And that's all I've got.
Okay,
Thank
thanks, Jim. Appreciate your info. And just for the VODA, it's a tremendous program. It's getting a lot of traction. So you go to stars.org, you go to activities, and the first one down says W1AW Portable 7. I just signed up. Well, I had 2 signups I mentioned for W7TA for the club. I signed up for one. But he might come out with me. We're going to do some phone stuff, maybe in the field, if not at my place. And I decided to try another one on 20 meters in that later shift at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock and see what kind of stuff I can do. So looking forward to that. Okay, keep going here. And that is, it's open for comments. First of all, do we have any comments from anybody else here in at the training center in person? Okay, can you stand up? Or why don't you come up here? I'm going to introduce you to Woody just for he gets about 1 minute. Sorry to be short, Woody. Woody, K1LB, has been the brainchild behind the CW mentoring program. I've been helping him from the SNARS side, and together we've got something fantastic. So have a seat, talking to that, and they'll see you and give a minute or so about that. Thanks, Woody.
Hello, everyone. I'm Woody Brown, K1LB, and I'm doing this CW mentoring program. As many of you know, I'd like to just have a shameless plug for it here today and talk just a brief bit about it. Many of you learned Morse code years ago, and you might have forgotten it. You might have never developed skill in it. You might have gotten busy working and with family and travel and everything else and just stopped doing it. And now you're trying to get back into it. I experienced the very same thing. What I did is I went to CW Academy, CW Ops, and they have a 3-layer program. You can get in at 0 to 10 words a minute, 10 to 20 words a minute, or 20 to 30 words a minute. I highly recommend that. In our program, we recommend that you take a CW Ops level 1, 2, or 3 program. They actually have 4 now. And also Long Island CW Club is another way of doing that. And they're both through Zoom from your own home. It's not a classroom. You don't have to go anywhere. I've done my minute already. I think I'm out of
Give you an
time.
extra 30
Gee-
seconds.
gee whiz.
Work as many guys as you can.
I can't even say my name. I can't say
You
my call letters in 1 minute.
gotta be quick. Dotted it, dotted up.
So anyway, we've got a brand new way of learning Morse code today. It's far more cerebral. it realizes that you can train your brain to learn the letters, not visually like we used to do in the old days, but with audio. We listen to the letter in the pattern of that letter, and we train our brain to associate that pattern with the letter itself, and we see that letter immediately. It's instant recognition. It's a quarter of a second to a third of a second. So you can hear 2 or 3 characters a second. That's called head copy. You know how to do it. You've already been doing it. You do it all. The human being does head copy essentially in everything we do. If you repeat something enough, your brain gets trained. So that's how this works.
That mean if I stand up again, you've been trained to say, I gotta go?
I'm getting kicked out. Uh-oh.
Okay, so don't
got
go
the
anywhere.
boot,
So for the,
the hook.
sorry on the short one today. For those in person, Woody will be here. Give me your email address in Zoom if they need it.
It's
Guy
Skywave Voyager
at Gmail.
at gmail.com. And you know what a Skywave is, don't you? It bounces off the F2 layer, folks. See you later.
Okay, thank you so much. Sorry for the short thing. We've got a lot to cover today. We have 8 people, at least 8 people registered so far. And if you want to know more about it, just go to snars.org, go to activities, and under activities, there's a one for there. And Woody is available not only here, but through Zoom and telephone. Sorry for the short one, Woody. We got to get through to the next thing today. Otherwise, notice you're changing frequency.
Barry's granddad had a job with a hook in the vaudeville.
I'd just like to be done on time somewhat. Okay, any other comments here in person? Okay, any comments on Zoom? Just open your mic. Tony's put on here, if you contact me, you get 200 points. Thanks, Tony. Okay, I think we're just about to the end of this. And let's get this thing going. We have our local vendors, DX Engineering, which is over in Summit Mall. We have Hammond Hi-Fi, and we have Chameleon. And so they're all here to help you. And then we have a couple of nets. We have the digital net Tuesday at 8 p.m. on DMR and wires, and also on Fusion. And we have the new net Monday through Friday on the analog system. Okay, so here's the deal on the presentation. Last month, we had Scott all ready to be here, and his kid, as he says, I don't know, son or daughter, was in the hospital all night with an appendectomy, so he couldn't make it. So we're all scheduled for today, and he says he has a conflict. I says, Scott, what are we gonna do? He says, how about a video? I said, great. So he did a custom video of about 30 minutes, and we'll have it available, but we're gonna play it now in a minute. Derek ran into him on wherever Derek is. Oh, over there. He ran into him through a video of about a year recently in the last few months, from about a year and a half ago. It was about an hour and almost 2-hour video. It was really good. And Derek, people help to the club. He says, how can we get him here? So got hold of him. He said he could be here. Unfortunately, he's not here, but he has the video that he made for us custom, which I'm going to play. We'll have it available on the website also, or on the YouTube, and you can send him emails. The best I could tell, and you can agree or disagree, Derek, is that he might be the foremost smartest guy or best guy to talk about solar propagation in the world. Do you agree? Yeah, best guy. So we're going to watch this in a minute, and thanks to Scott. Maybe some other time we can have him on, but he's a busy guy. And lastly, we have snars.org. Thanks to all the members, thanks to the guests, thanks to everybody. It's been a great year so far, and we're only 3 months into the year, so we're cranking with a lot of stuff. And as I put in the newsletter, spring is here, but Mother Nature doesn't know. No, Mother Nature knows. We're just not on her schedule. So this completes the business presentation of the business meeting for the SNARS monthly meeting on April 1st, 2023. We'll stop the recording, and then we'll do a separate presentation.